Today on the show, we're going to discuss our Thanksgiving preparations. About 2 days out, got to buy the ingredients, got to plan what we want to, plan what you want to do, buy the ingredients, and then execute it. So Damian and I sit around today and kind of get our ideas together before the big event. So have a listen. Hopefully you get something out of it. If you do, please don't forget to like and subscribe all over the socials, YouTube, Instagram, Facebook, wherever you happen to enjoy us. Thank you for listening and have a fantastic and safe Thanksgiving. It's that time of year again. The Thanksgiving. And I think, you know what? I think we have a lot of things to be thankful this year for. You know, you can always have more, of course, you know, because life is expensive, especially right now. Go ahead.
Can you hear me now?
Yeah.
There you go. Mm-hmm.
So we gotta change that mic situation for you. I don't like that thing poking you in the face. You never seem happy with your arrangement. I'm just irritated. So anyways, do you have any idea what you're thinking for Thanksgiving? Do you have any ideas? I know you want your sweet potatoes, so let's just do that. Let's start off with that. This show is basically for kind of our discussion of what we're planning for Thanksgiving and the time and the money it'll take to put it together. And then also to maybe we should pair some stuff this year. You know, maybe we should pair the wines like I had done 20 years ago. This is kind of an interesting subject. I'd say, how long has it been now? How long has it been since I went and did that Thanksgiving? Has it been 20? No, it's been more than 20.
More.
Oh, it's been more than 20.
Mm-hmm.
Wow. Okay. Didn't think about that. Been more than 20. I'd say about, I don't know, we were still living in LA? No, we weren't. No. Okay. So I'd say, see, every year Thanksgiving, every year is such a weird thing. Thanksgiving is a struggle, right? Because, you know, when you go to somebody else's house, you're kind of reliant upon their, you know, ability to cook, their ideas, and then if it's a potluck style thing, is someone going to bring something that you like, right? And my children, I found out as of recently, don't even like Thanksgiving meals. They don't like it at all.
That's what I was going to tell you. It was funny because, I mean, I already knew that they didn't care for it, but yesterday...
I need to pull that mic down, pull it towards your face.
Yesterday, we had a little discussion, and it was... made me laugh because they said, we don't like it. And I'm like, but why? What? He's like, so they're both saying, this stuff is not good. Turkey doesn't taste good. Turkey, in general, they don't like the taste
flavor
of turkey. Yeah.
We don't get sliced turkey at the house either. So for sandwiches or whatever, they don't do it.
Yeah. So they don't like it. And stuffing they hate. And I'm like, how can you hate stuffing? I love stuffing.
Yeah.
So I'm like, you get these things once a year. They're delicious. They're fatty. They're, you know, it's, you know, bad for you kind of stuff. And they don't like cranberries. I'm like, what the hell? What did we do here? But they're like,
we don't curse on the show, FYI.
It's not cursing.
Yeah.
So what they said to me was, we eat great food all year round. Why do we have to go and eat crap on Thanksgiving? And I'm like, oh, okay, I get it. I mean,
well, you know, okay, that's just my children. My children are lucky they have someone cooking for them.
Exactly.
And free food's better than all food.
Well, know? Even that free food. Do you realize I've actually remember, like, on a couple of the last Thanksgivings after dinner, later on they were hungry, and I think they
at Thanksgiving?
Yeah, I don't know what they went out and got. I don't know if they went to 7-Eleven and got chips.
When is this? Years ago?
No, with the last couple of years they've been doing this, or they're just not satisfied.
They just don't like Thanksgiving.
No,
they don't like Thanksgiving. No.
So,
and let's be real about it. When I was a boy, it was yeah, I guess in a sense it was being deprived all year of you know, fatty. Well, no, not fatty, but you know, like a decadent meal, like something that is considered to be a banquet style, kind of a celebratory meal, where there's lots of butter and, you know, everything. I guess the idea is the limits are off.
Right.
There's just no limits to the expense. Everybody's willing to spend more money, and you're willing to buy better ingredients, and you're willing to invest more time and energy into the meal to make it better, supposedly. Well, those kids are lucky, I guess. But
I told them, it's like it doesn't have to be the traditional. You don't have to make.
Oh, well, is this on the back of the conversation where they're having their own Friendsgiving this evening?
Today?
Yeah.
Well, yeah, it was because we were talking about Thanksgiving and they were going to do their Friendsgiving and yeah.
What to make and
right. And so last year, one of our sons had a Friendsgiving here in town, and he made fried chicken fingers, and they all loved it. Right? Everybody made stuff that they like, that they're good at making, and they liked it.
Yeah.
This year, I don't know. My other son's he doesn't like to cook, so whatever. He's just buying stuff. But this year, I was just telling, Damian, pick something that you like. It doesn't have to be Thanksgiving, just anything.
Yeah.
I don't care.
What did he come up with?
He hasn't. So we need to figure all this out.
Okay. Well, so this year, so in years past, to kind of finish my story from before, I had always had aspirations of my uncle was a fantastic cook, and he was many things in life, but he was a very good cook. He liked to eat, and we'd go to his house for breakfast on Sunday, and he'd have everything, every kind of breakfast meat you could think of. He'd have bacon and sausage. He'd have he'd fried pork chops. He'd have all kinds of stuff. And then he'd have, 3 kinds of eggs and 2 kinds of potatoes. And he'd have, creme fraiche, and he'd have fresh fruit. And it was just a beautiful banquet just for his friends, smoked salmon, things like that. Just really good stuff. So when I got older, I kind of had his similar taste. I always like something that's, it's not expensive, but something rare, something delicious, something nice. So I would go to your house, and your family, your mom cooks. Nobody else cooks, and after a period of time, I started noticing that I could contribute something. So in order to spice things up one year, I went out. I guess I had a couple bucks in my pocket, and I went out and I bought. I decided I bought a Bon Appetit magazine. I still have it. It's under this table here somewhere. And
really?
Yeah. And there was several dishes I wanted to make. I wanted to make a green bean. I wanted to make a double stuffed baked potato. I wanted to make these sweet potato pancakes that you still make every year.
Yep.
You love them.
It's my favorite.
And I think I wanted, I don't know, several things.
Oh, butternut squash soup.
No, I don't remember. Well, we came from somewhere, but I don't remember what it was. So I bought this magazine. I don't even know what the date on this magazine is. It's very old. Yeah. I'm talking like, goodness, I don't know. I got to look for that magazine. It feels like 2011.
Oh, geez.
I bet you it's 2001. I bet you
it is 2001.
It's 2001.
You know why I know it?
Why?
I just pulled up the sweet potato pancake recipe. It says October 31st, 2001.
Okay. Well, so 2001. And then, so this year I decided I want to, I don't want it to be just the norm. I want to do something special. So I went and decided what I was going to get. I went to this place called Bristol Farms up in Westchester in Los Angeles, off of Lincoln and Manchester. And I walked in there to their wine section, and I asked their sommelier on hand. I said, "Hey, look, I want to pair some wines, and I'm going to have probably 3 or 4 courses."
By the way, it wasn't the Bristol Farms on Lincoln. It was on Rosecrans, because it was right near Houston's, down the street from where Houston's used to be.
No, where I went to do this one occasion, it was on Lincoln. I remember distinctly because, obviously, Rosecrans is further away from your house. I was at your house, and I wanted to go to Bristol Farms. And I remember going there specifically. I think it might have been somewhat new, this Bristol Farms.
Oh.
So
okay.
I go into the section. I ask this guy, and he's like telling me. And he's giving me that the hi-hat, like yeah. Like who's this guy? He's coming in here asking these questions. He cooks. Yeah. So I don't recall. I mean, I was. I don't know if I was a fair cook or not, just in general. But I
had you gone to Le Cordon Bleu yet?
No, Le Cordon Bleu was in 2008 or something.
Okay.
Yeah. So,
you You're just getting really into this.
But I mean, I don't know. I mean, like, I'm trying to think back into the 90s. Was I cooking? Yeah, I cooked when we lived at Woodbine.
Yeah, you always cooked.
I cooked,
Yeah.
but I wasn't necessarily very good at it or whatever.
Which I disagree.
I thought my food was fairly decent. I mean, my first dish with you was a soy based chicken breast soaked in soy sauce and salt and pepper. That was my first chicken. My family made it at home, and this long ago since I was a kid.
That's not what I remember. I remember you making lemon pepper chicken.
Well, no, I do recall specifically what I remember making for you was the soy sauce chicken, and I don't know what I served with it. I don't know, but I remember that chicken was how I hooked you. So
I don't know. I think your Chinese chicken salad is what hooked me.
Well, yeah, that's pretty awesome too. That's an old staple. So I remember that I cooked a little bit. I remember making some stuff. I bought some cookbooks back in the 90s. We were living in LA. I remember making stuff, menudo and stuff like that at the house, in the apartment rather. And then, in 01, I said, I really want to give it some, I want to spice things up around Thanksgiving. So I bought the magazine, went to the Bristol Farms. I told the guy what I was going to do. And he says, okay, do this, here, try this, make a porter for dessert, like a heavy duty red Swedish wine for dessert. Try the Pine Ridge Viognier, which I still love, and they have a sparkling version of this as well. Mm-hmm. And Viognier is a great, but this one's a Viognier Chenin Blanc blend called Pine Ridge.
Oh yes,
really amazing to me. I love it. I can drink it all the time. I don't, but but the sparkling version is kind of like a champagne. Mm-hmm. It's not, but it is kind of like that.
Yeah, it's just got that effervescence.
It's the metho chump and no, it's not. No, it's just it's a cava or something. I don't know what style they're doing, but it's good. So he gave me a slew of wines. I went to your house. I made the dishes I'm about to mention to you, and everybody loved them. Everybody was like, "Oh, wow, this is really great." So the first one was the appetizer that I made for you, and you loved it. Your Uncle Rick loved it. Everyone seems to like it, but they're kind of time consuming because you first and foremost you have to take that. You buy the golden sweet potatoes.
By the way, it's called sweet potato pancakes with caviar.
Yeah, you make those. You have to boil. You have to basically boil the golden sweet potatoes.
Yeah,
and you take those and you put it in cold water, but you turn it up to a boil. And you boil them very briefly, just like, I don't know, like 10 minutes, 7, 8, 10 minutes. And what it does, it just makes the outer part of the potato softened. And the center of the potato is going to be kind of raw.
Still a little firm.
Still firm. No, it's definitely firm.
Yeah.
And then you take that, you let them cool. You actually put them in the fridge. And you let them until they get chilled. And then you take them out and you skin them. Once you skin them, then you grate them with a grater. And then you add in your flour, your salt and pepper, your scallion, and eggs. That's the primary part of the thing. You mix this slurry, this mixture, and then you take that and you season it to your flavor, to what you like. And I don't recall, do you put pepper?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. I'm looking at the recipe now.
So you take that and you make them into about what they call walnut sizes of a dollop. Mm-hmm. And you take some oil in a shallow pan and you basically shallow fry them on one side. You press them down with your spatula, kind of make a pancake, and then you flip them over and you brown them again. And they can be anywhere from like a light golden to a dark brown. It depends on what kind of Maillard, what kind of flavor you like. So they're still going to be a little bit soft in the middle, but they're going to be darker on the edges. And what you kind of want when you smash them down with the spatula is you're trying to get them to be kind of jagged. And the reason why they're jagged is because those ones that little tentacles that stick out, those are going to get crispy and dark, and the centerpiece is going to be kind of soft and moist. It's a very good thing. And once you do those, you put them on the paper towel, you let them dry, and then if you want, I mean, I have in the past, you can season them then too. I don't typically, but if you depending on how you got your salt, you can season them again. As a matter of fact, I think maybe salting them again, like if you salted them on the outside, you would get a nice, like a French fry effect. You'd get that little bit of salt bite on the outside, which might be good. I haven't tried it.
Yeah.
And then what you do,
with perfection.
I'm not arguing. I'm not talking to you. You can do whatever you'd like to do. And then what I'll do is then I'll take a dollop of sour cream with a small, like a teaspoon, and just do as much sour cream as you like on them. I usually do so if it's a walnut, maybe a grape or a cherry, just something small and a big, depending on what you like. And then you go buy caviar, and I don't buy expensive caviar. You buy
just a black caviar.
Yeah, in some cases, if you get into a pinch, you can actually use. They have these little nodules that are flavored like caviar. They're about the size of a caviar, the black ones, little tiny ones, but they're not actual caviar. They're just flavored like caviar. That can work in a pinch as well. And then you just put as much caviar as you like. I mean, when I started out, it was just a garnish. This is an 01. It was just a garnish, and then now, if you leave a caviar jar around these while they're being plated, that jar will be gone. Because these people that eat them now...
I tend to eat a lot.
You're not alone now. But people now take that caviar and they just slather it on like it's peanut butter and jam. But it was funny because when I started making these originally, nobody in our family was even thinking along these lines. So they were very, like everything I'd done, I'm always a little different than everybody else. And I come in at different times with different things. And everyone was kind of just doing the same old kind of 70s Thanksgiving jam. Your mother makes a fantastic sausage stuffing. Ugh, very nice.
Savory stuffing is delicious.
Yeah, really good. And my mom made the standard Mrs. Cubison's style, one from the box, the celery and the apple, which I love. And I thought up until about, 15 years ago, I thought it was my mom's recipe. That's how dumb it was. I should have known, though, because she was always getting her recipes off the side of the, Ed this can, with the green chilies inside, or she would make these kind of things. But I didn't think for a second. I'd always say to my sister, hey, will you make mom stuffing? You can just make it off the side of the box. But it always. But I'll tell you this though: the two of them together, the apple celery and the walnut, apple celery walnut and the sausage version together, it's magnificent. They're magnificent together. So I would make so you do those, you plate them, and those sweet potato pancakes, and they're just amazing. They're crispy on the outside, sweet potato gooey in the middle, and that sour cream it's just creamy and fresh. I was always thinking you might try creme fraiche too. But that with that punch of caviar, that little salty little nodules of love, and then what you do is you take some fresh chive, and you take like maybe a 1/2 inch to 3/4 inch length, or maybe even 1 inch.
1 inch, yeah.
And you cut them on the bias, so they're not just straight; they're kind of on the angle. And then you garnish them with 2 or 3 little lengths of them on top, and they come out. They look good. They plate very well, but they if everyone's in the heat of battle, meaning sipping champagne or if they're just chilling, they'll go fast, and you can't really keep up with the demand. And then people don't want to get loaded up on them, so there's usually about 3 or 4 of them left on a plate where I come in at the end. They're usually cold, but I still gobble them down.
You can eat these at room temperature. They're still delicious.
Yeah,
it don't matter.
In my opinion, just a hint of warmth.
Yeah.
You still want that heat in there a little bit. So they're best, in my opinion, to have them eaten within the first 15 minutes. That's my guess. And again, I'm still rethinking that salt. Maybe less salt in the water and maybe a little more salt just on the top, because I like French fries. And salted French fries, when they're nice and that bit of extra salt on the edge, it's nice. Okay, so that's that. And then, in that same book, in the 01 Bon Appetit, it has a red cover and it's got a big turkey on the front. I mean, obviously, but this particular one, it was like, I think it was a good time in that magazine's history. So that one had, that wasn't the one that had the next year, because the next year I made a fantastic salmon a terrine.
Oh, it wasn't the same.
It wasn't the
year?
same one.
Oh, okay.
But they have I made one year. I made a salmon terrine that just blew my doors off. Everybody else was kind of tepid to it, like yeah, whatever. But to me, it was fabulous. They had a blood orange cocktail, which consisted of Cointreau, champagne, and blood orange juice, and you make that cocktail and serve it in a champagne glass or cocktail glass, and then made this salmon terrine, which consisted of cream cheese, smoked salmon, capers, and fresh dill. And I believe it had
a little caviar on the top of that as
well. Caviar for garnish. But I remember that one year I took a small loaf pan, about the size of a 2 or 3 cups of small, very small loaf pan, and I lined it with cellophane, and then I packed in the terrine with all that mixture. I think you can also use, if I recall correctly, I think you can use like lemon zest in it, and I think you can also use salt and pepper, and but you can kind of vary that up, and then the amount of capers too. If you're not a big fan of capers, I love them. I didn't love them at the beginning. You made me a dish one time with just loaded capers. It was loaded, and I was like, "Oh God, this is probably in the 90s."
I know. All I do is follow some recipe.
Yeah,
I'm like, that's too much.
It was too much. But now I've come to really love them, and just that mixture, and then you serve it with like a toasted baguettes cut on the bias, and it's just amazing. So if you get to that one, but just take it, put a cellophane in your form. Pack the terrine full of your stuff, turn it over, pull the cellophane off in your form, so it's all formed like a little loaf, and then you can decorate it however you want. You can put like salmon roe, you can put caviar, black caviar, you can put a sprig of dill, you can put all kinds of nice stuff, make it look good. Another appetizer I liked, like you said, I made a soup of butternut squash. I recall the one mistake I made was sauteing some onion or something, and I imparted the oil to the soup, which I did not like. That's why I kind of haven't done it again. But I do remember making the soup and then serving it in like a little small 2-ounce or
espresso cups,
3-ounce. Yeah, they weren't espresso cups, but they came with a rectangular, like kind of like a concave tray, and then you put the little cups on there. It looked great, and I think if I recall correctly, sage was my garnish.
Yeah,
I think it was sage.
That makes sense.
Yeah, I think it was a butternut squash. It looked beautiful. Oh, I remember I dolloped it, a little dollop of sour cream down the center, just at the thing, and that looked great in it. And then I think I had a little sprig of sage or leaf of sage. I don't recall. It was great. That was for appetizers. Any other appetizer I've done that you cared about?
Those three. Those always stand out for me.
Okay. So those 3 for appetizers. And then that year, I think I'd done many. I think one year I did like 17 things. And it was my own hubris. What does Ted Lasso say? Hubris, they call Ted. Or in this case, Jack. That year, I went off the chain. And that might have been after I went to school. It might have been after school.
Oh, yeah.
I was full of hubris. So.
Oh, yeah. But then it was
totally overdid it.
Too much. Yeah.
And the thing about it, too, is that you never want people just becoming props in your kitchen. Especially if you have a small space and you're a big person and you have 5 people in there yakking away, sipping away at their drink, and you're like, excuse me. And they come in there and they go, can I help? And they don't mean it because they're all dressed up and they're all dressed up in there and they don't even know what they're doing. And then
we're all sitting there with a champagne or some wine.
I remember having somebody stand there literally so obtuse. They were standing in the center of this small space with their hand on their hip, the elbow in the air, with a glass of champagne. And I'm like, can you move? And they looked at me like,
chefs are so annoying.
They looked at me
chefs
they looked at me, am I bothering you? I said, you're in the middle of the kitchen. You're not even trying to be out of the way. So anyways, so those. And then that year I also made sweet potato. No, I made double stuffed baked potatoes
with goat cheese.
With goat cheese and chive.
Yeah.
And how I did. My mom used to make double stuffed baked potatoes as a kid, and maybe because it was, it's easy. You kind of just you bake the potatoes,
So
and then
easy.
you mix up the mixture and you pack them back in there, and you cover it with grated cheddar cheese, and you stick them in the oven. And I took that to a new level with the recipe from the Bon Appetit. And the recipe came as you take the potatoes, you wash them very, very well to get all the dirt out of the nooks and crannies, and then you take the potato and you take a fork and you poke a bunch of holes in the skin, all over the skin, and then you rub them with oil. You rub the skin with oil and you stick them in the oven at 400 and you bake them until they're perfectly soft and fluffy inside. And then you take the potato out, you cut it in half, and you scoop out all the potato that's cooked inside there, leaving just the crispy, oily skin. And then you take goat cheese, chive, salt and pepper. I'm trying to think of anything else. Of course, I mean, you put in there like milk, butter. You just make a very, very nice double stuffed, and then you take that, and the recipe calls for you putting it inside of a pastry pouch, pastry decorating pouch, and you pipe it into the best thing for me, the best thing to do if you have a lot of potatoes, just understand this: you never ever get all of the skins used. Just know that if you have 10 potatoes, you're really probably only going to be able to use 7 of those skins, of those full skins, because you end up using all the potato to fill those remaining skins. But if you take the pipe, so what I would often do would take the skin that's crisp and golden, and I would scoop as much potato into the skin, and then I would pipe the remaining as a garnish, as a decoration on top. So you'd have this kind of half-filled potato, and then pipe it's for decoration because it's got all those little grooves and everything.
Because it looks like,
it looks nice, and you could choose whatever star tip you'd like.
Sure, but they brown, like the little edges will brown.
Oh, it's great.
It looks pretty.
And
I have a picture of it.
Yeah,
so if somebody wants to look it up.
Yeah, it's called what magazine is that?
It's the Bon Appetit.
Okay.
It's the same year.
Yeah.
That 2001.
Yeah, just look up the Bon Appetit twice baked potatoes with goat cheese and chives. But what you could do after you've made your potato mixture and piped it in, and it's got, like you said, it's got all these grooves because I used a star tip, and the recipe calls for that. Mm-hmm. And you have it's kind of a mound rather than a concave or flat.
Right.
It's kind of rounded on top. You could take rendered butter, and you can take a brush and brush over those grooves to make the grooves brown a little bit when you cook them. Yeah. And then you can garnish with a sprig of chive. Really great. Really amazing. Maybe because I also like goat cheese. I also like butter. I love cream.
Love potatoes.
And I love potatoes. Mm-hmm. So maybe that's kind of why it's my favorite too. What else?
Vegetables. You make a lot of good vegetables.
Yeah, you know what? That recipe, it called for Harriet Vert, which is the green beans, the French beans that you split 4 ways and you turn it into kind of like a salad, and then you kind of use butter, used crisp slices of almond, and then you use a little vinegar to kind of flavor it. I didn't really care for that recipe, like slivered almonds or sliced almonds. I didn't really care for it, so I never did it again. But typically now what I'll do is just blanch some green beans, shock them in ice water, and then saute them in butter. And I don't really use an herb. I know a lot of people would like an herb, maybe some sage, maybe some something holiday. I don't know. Dill? No, because you have, I don't really like dill in that scenario.
I was gonna say, you use a lot of dill in other stuff, so I don't know.
Oh man, I use dill as something behind my ear. That's how much I like dill. Actually, dill really became big for me after I would make the tzatziki.
Yeah.
The True Food tzatziki. Mm-hmm. They make the best tzatziki. It's so good, and that it's just packed full of fresh dill. It's just you can't get enough. So after that, really made an impression on me. And that's when I started doing it in the terrine and other places.
Yeah, and you make a tomato salad with dill. when you make your branzino?
Well, I only do that because it called for that, and it stuck, and it works. I mean, that tomato salad with the cherry tomatoes sliced on the side, and then olive oil, salt and pepper. It might be good for Thanksgiving. That one, freshen it up a little. The olive oil, the red wine vinegar, and you can do chopped garlic in there, which would be nice.
Which I didn't. I think you did that once. I didn't care for it as much.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, then the fresh dill, and that just works everywhere. What else? That's it, huh?
No, because you always make a vegetable, so you've varied it up. I think a lot of people really like your Brussels sprouts. So Brussels sprouts is and you've made them a few different ways.
I don't know that I've made Brussels sprouts that I have truly loved. Well, again, the same thing. Buttered Brussels sprouts. How can you go wrong?
You've made them different ways.
You could always
made them.
Oh,
yeah. I don't know. I just know, like my sister has said, "Oh, about those Brussels." I don't know if you had like a little balsamic in them, a little.
Oh well, you can.
More
you can. I mean, I'd always. I think
char to them.
I think I'd done 1 year. I think I took balsamic and what is that called? Pork belly, or like what they call it, the.
Oh yeah.
It was lardons of pork belly, and then no, it's not. It's pancetta, which is
pancetta. Yeah, same thing.
Fried pancetta, and they're lardons, which means they're kind of like thicker, and then you kind of brown them in the pan. You saute them and brown them in the pan. You drain the fat out, leave a little, and then take your shocked halved Brussels sprouts that have been cooked, and then you toss them in that fat with the lardons, and then you can probably put fresh sage in it. You can do lots of different things here. Really, really good though. But also just plain old, butter and salt and pepper on those blanched shocked Brussels sprouts are great too. But an herb, I want to punch it up, for a little Thanksgiving action. I don't know. But I don't think you can go wrong too with the True Food Kitchen version of those, either the roasted ones. If you just take Brussels sprouts, do the same thing: olive oil, salt and pepper to your liking, and just toss them in there, and then throw them in the oven and roast them until they're cooked in the middle and crispy on the edge. You can't go wrong there. Same with the butternut squash. If you just skin it and quarter it, and then slice them into little, maybe 1/8-inch slices. And then same thing, salt and pepper, olive oil, toss them in a bowl, throw them on a cookie sheet, thin. Don't let them overlap. If you let them overlap, they'll just become steamed. But if you lay them out one level on a clean foil or whatever and roast them until they're dark, they're amazing. Same with broccoli. Broccoli works that way.
I like when you do the mixture of the broccoli, cauliflower, and sweet potato, just roasted.
And literally, if you have a big oven, which you do, I currently do not. But if you have a couple, let's say you have a small party, and you want to do that, literally, it's so fast and easy. If the biggest part of that situation is skinning and cutting the butternut squash. It's even a little tough and time consuming for me, for sort of the average person with like weak wrists or not a good knife. You're in for a work.
And they have, well, it's not going to work. I was going to say they have pre-cut like butternut squash that you can buy in lots of places, but they're cubed.
Yeah, they're cubed.
So if anything, you might be able to cut those in.
No, because if you cut them in thin enough to where they'll roast and crisp, then they're just going to be too small. They just shrivel up, and
that's true. They do shrivel.
But if you have them in the size that I'm telling you, quartered, lengthwise, skinned, and lengthwise cut, you carve out the seeds, and then you skin them, and then you when you cut them, they kind of like somewhere between a quarter and a silver dollar.
It's like the size of a quarter.
Yeah, maybe it's bigger than a quarter. It's more like
it shrinks down to about a quarter.
I'd say a 50-cent piece. 50-cent piece, that's about the size of what it is. And if you cut them, and if, again, you have to have a decent knife and a good peeler and a will to survive. You have, because the thing about it is those things are awkward.
The shape of it is awkward.
And you got to watch your hands. Sometimes you might want to get a cut glove, because one of those ones that protects your hand, because even though I've done it numerous times, you can miss because of the shape of the thing, and it's dancing around on the table, and you're kind of like this, and you're trying to get it right. You can do that to your thumb, just boom.
Well,
So-
you're going so fast when you do this stuff. So
Well,
I
just-
understand.
I mean,
and so, the average person like
oh
me,
my God. I mean, for the uninitiated, I wouldn't really. That's a bear.
why it takes me forever to do this stuff because I go so slow and I make sure that I'm not going to cut myself.
But I was saying to people, if you have a big oven, you can literally take a one large, half sheet pan, and I'd say foil or parchment.
Parchment. You always use parchment.
The problem with, I've heard bad things about parchment that bugs
really?
me. Yeah, because like every paper product that is waterproof.
Oh, jeez.
Just listen. Just listen. Just
same
listen.
thing for foil.
Yeah. Well, you know what? Choose your poison.
Exactly.
But I mean, parchment. It's got glues and binders that is cooking into your food. I don't want that. And if you think about it, it's got to have like a glue. No, I don't know. And foil. They say about foil. They say those people make up those stories. Foil's bad for your brain. I don't know. It's aluminum. It's tin cans.
Considering there's Alzheimer's in my family, I don't like the aluminum. So I don't know.
See, so pick your poison.
Yeah.
And really the bad part is if you do use the sheet pan, just bare, you're gonna have to clean that bare later.
Stinks.
You know what I mean?
I know.
And that's gonna be trouble. So I don't know.
I know.
And then if you use a nonstick tray, oh god, another set of problems.
Pick your poison.
So that, and again, you can't go wrong. So I was saying, I didn't finish my story. If you use the half sheet or a full sheet, if you have a really good oven, you can basically toss the broccoli in the oil, salt, and pepper in the same bowl, toss it nice, put it into a third of the pan, and then get your butternut squash and toss it, put it in the other third of the pan because you're kind of keeping them all together, and then do the third with cauliflower or your Brussels sprouts, whatever, and toss those and put them in that third section, stick it on one tray in the oven. Because, during this time of year, the oven is usually a premium space. You can't getting near the oven can be trouble.
Yeah. You got the turkey in there. You've got the honey baked ham in there.
And then of course you've got Uncle Benny standing there with his elbow on his hip, drinking the drink in the middle of everything, going, "What's the problem?"
Oh my God! Okay. I went to a honey baked ham yesterday.
Yeah.
And because we always buy a honey baked ham. The price of the hams this year, it's just criminal.
Let's not get into this because you know what? That just begs the problem. Everything's expensive right now. It's a crime. People, they should not be doing this right now. Everyone's just taking advantage of everybody because they can. Well, good for you.
$120.
I'm not saying it's a good. I'm saying this sucks. The whole thing sucks. And why they have to go up. In the time when everyone's got the least amount of money, that's when you're going to soak them. Yeah. Good job. So, anyways, oh my, you know what? God, this is a really tough question here. All right, I'm going to throw this out there. Can I make a condition to my help? Can I, please?
What?
Any way that we can get a bottle of 2008 Paul Michel? Maybe have your sister who owns a bar bring some.
Why do you want that? She brings way better stuff.
No, she doesn't. And no, come on, let's be real.
I'm gonna ask her for a
Veuve. Okay,
it's too late. We're down
Veuve?
on
Veuve's not better than that.
This to me.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Okay, I'll make you a deal.
It's too late though. The order for the champagne needed to be last Wednesday.
Well, you know what? Maybe she should spend her own money. That'd be fine. Paul Michel, 2008 or 2009, preferably 2009, and you put it. We'll have it side by side. We'll chill them both. Put them in the thing. You tell me which one's better. Don't talk to me about Veuve. Veuve's just like it's like Q-tips. People know toasty, kind of toasty champagne, and I mean toast flavor. Yeasty.
Yeah.
Put that side by side by Paul Michel, 2009, the one that we both love, and let's taste them and let's be real and not be like, oh well, Veuve's better because it comes in that cute little jacket. Or that cute little refrigerator thing that everybody collects.
I don't even know. I don't collect all that. I just get to drink it. Well, I don't know what you're talking about.
Veuve Clicquot comes in. They sell them. It's like a marketing tool. They sell them in little jackets, like a zipper jacket, or they sell them in. They actually have little refrigerators that the bottles go in. I mean, granted, it's a great marketing ploy, but let's be real. Champagne, that is not the pinnacle of champagne. It isn't. It's a good champagne. It's decent, but
it's decent.
It's not by any stretch of the imagination a premium champagne. Do you know what I mean? No, premium.
I think
no.
You're right. I think it's that just below.
No. Let's be real. there are champagnes out there that sell for thousands.
Yeah.
There are champagne that sell for $500 a bottle. So if you're going to tell me that the $500, the Veuve, is anywhere near the $500 bottle, you're wrong. You're wrong. So,
No,
like I said, it is better than a Cremant. It is better than a Cremant, which is just a sparkling wine that's made outside the region of Champagne. Because the only true,
but I like a good
Cremant. But the only true champagne can come from the Champagne region.
Right.
So people who aren't in the region, they use Méthode Champenois, and they make a champagne that's not a champagne. It's called a Cremant, and that Cremant can be good. They make a good product.
Many.
But if you want to compare it to an aged champagne, let's ask the question: when you buy that bottle of Veuve, how long has it been in the bottle? I don't know, but I don't think it's been long. If you buy a 2008 or 2009, that thing, how long has it been? 15 years? 16 years in the bottle? Yeah, it's going to be different. And honestly, there's nothing to me better than a good toasty champagne. That yeasty, that strong yeasty toast flavor, it's amazing to me. And I will put that Paul Michel up next to that Veuve all
Paul
day.
Michel?
Paul Michel. Michel. Yeah. Black label and red letters. 2008, 2009, 2010. I think that I had the 2009. You and I both agreed that was the best of the bunch that we had. So, anyways.
Okay, I'm going to look it up. Paul Michel.
Hey, son, you leaving? So, anyways.
Oh, here we go. Paul Michel.
Yeah.
Blanc de Blanc.
It's a Blanc de Blanc.
Oh, is it Blanc de Blanc?
Yeah. Or Brut. You can get a Brut. The one I think we had was a Brut. But Blanc de Blanc, I like those too. It just means there's two white grapes versus having a white grape and then finishing with a red grape. You know, where Brut is. But yeah, no,
It's pricey.
What's that? With the 2008, 2009?
Well, I don't know. If it's
what do you got? What year you got there?
Does it say?
Okay. They're definitely
2013.
Okay. Well, I don't know
how much that is.
How much is it?
77.
Okay. Well, I know right now you can get the 2008, 2009 if they're available at Total Wine for like 60 or something like that. But, you know, like I said, that to me, look, I learned this from a guy that was buying. He came in there. They had these $300 bottles of champagne on sale at the store. And I was like, yeah, is it that much better? He goes, yeah, it's amazing stuff. He says, yeah, it's so yeasty and so, and that's what I like in sparkling and champagne. Some people like cava. Some people like, because it doesn't have the yeast. It doesn't have that toast flavor. I love that toast flavor.
I do too.
That's what makes it for me. And if it's prominent, well, I like it. So anyways, did we do anything else? Anything else we want to talk about before we go?
I don't think so. I think I need to go.
Okay. Well, this year, I don't know. I don't know what I'm making yet.
I think you need to make something that's absolutely not typical, traditional, anything to do with traditional Thanksgiving. And, you know, think about it with your son. Come up with something totally different. Oh, you know what he mentioned? He's like, I feel like making a short rib ragu or something like that. I don't know.
You going to head out? Okay. Damian, you got 5 minutes? So I understand that Thanksgiving is not your favorite fare of food. In fact, you probably do you not want to go to eat that food?
I absolutely do not want to eat that.
Okay, so is there nothing in the selection of Thanksgiving meals that you like?
Not well, Thanksgiving food as like a whole, I'm not a fan of it. But there are like smaller things in there that may not be considered to be only Thanksgiving food, like the vegetables, any sort of vegetables that you make. So like with the green beans and the mashed potatoes you make, that's all great.
Okay.
But would I also consider that Thanksgiving food? Not necessarily.
Okay. Well, that's, you eat that often, so
yeah.
It's like, yeah. So then my question is this: we're ahead of Thanksgiving by 2 days. We have a chance to kind of put some effort into something here, and maybe you and I could discuss what maybe we could collaborate on, or what you may want to eat in lieu of what's there. So obviously stuffing is a part of it. You don't care for it. The turkey doesn't mean anything to you. Ham doesn't mean anything to you. So let's think of something. What do you think we could do that you might enjoy? Just give me something.
I have no idea.
Okay.
The only reason why I say I don't know is because I know that we're gonna have to make this for everybody else as well. So we're gonna have to make somewhat of a larger portion, and then anything I think like I would want to make, anything I think is good is gonna include a lot of meat, which then that's just gonna be a lot of money now.
Well, Lala is gonna take care of most of the ingredients. I understand for her Thanksgiving. Mm-hmm. So I don't see any issues here. Just a matter of what we want to do. Mm-hmm. Now, there's going to be probably mashed potatoes, probably some sort of sweet potato. There'll probably be some vegetables, green beans or whatever. So do you have any meat that you can think of that we might make that would complement those dishes?
Maybe not compliment, but there's something that I have been wanting to make for a while, and this would give me a good reason to make it.
Okay.
And it's a braised short rib ragu.
Okay.
And I feel like that'd be really nice to have on like a cold night with all that.
Yeah.
But it may not go incredibly well with everything else.
No, I don't see any problem there. I see that's probably fine actually, mm-hmm. because we've had a braised meat mm-hmm. over mashed potatoes. Mm-hmm. Always works. So then, why don't we do that?
I would love to do that, honestly.
Okay. So then, do you have a recipe already? Do you know kind of your idea what you want to go with? Okay. So then we just have to ask Lala to get her the stuff before we go.
Yeah.
Okay. Anything else? Maybe a dessert? How about a good dessert?
How about like a nice pie?
Okay. We need to buy one or do you want to make one?
Make one.
Okay. So you want to make the dough and do all that stuff?
Mm-hmm. Because, the last time that I made a pie,
yeah,
it's been like 2 years ago when I was in culinary.
Yeah,
back in high school, and so I always had a really fun time when I was doing that.
Okay, well let's do it. There's a bunch of books over there on the floor that might have a pie situation, or do you already have a recipe for it?
I do not have a recipe for it.
Okay, so we'll sort one out.
Yeah.
All right, Pops. Well, I think I know for a fact they're already doing the honey baked. They already have that. They already probably have a turkey sorted. I don't know. I don't really care for turkey typically on Thanksgiving, especially because it usually is dry or it's just not very flavorful. But in reality, now that I'm thinking about it, I don't know that I love turkey in general. On a sandwich, on a sub, I like turkey on a sub mixed with ham and some other stuff. But yeah, generally I think.
And then other than like ground turkey for our pasta, there isn't. I'm kind of with you in this. I don't really like it.
Well, you like it in meatloaf.
Yeah.
No.
But there's very select things in which I'll be like, oh, you know what I want right now? Some turkey with this.
Well, it's also funny too. I mean, I make what I think is a really premium roast chicken, French style, Thomas Keller version, and it is so simple. And it's, to me, incredibly delicious, and you can't stand it.
It's good.
I mean, it's just whatever. You said one time, it's food. So that isn't a very glowing report on it. So anyways, all right. So we'll look into the ragu. We'll try and figure out a pie situation. And then, we'll just do the potatoes and normal stuff. But at least it'll keep your attention rather than the stuff that you despise,
rather than everything else.
Yeah, yeah. I can't say that I'm a big fan of it either. I don't know. Like the honey baked, it's good ham, but I'm just it's not like I don't fiend on it. I don't go, ooh, that sounds so delicious. I just go, yeah, whatever.
2 years ago, I made cornbread, which I thought was pretty good.
Oh, you know what? Oh boy. Okay, so do you want to go there? Okay, so I don't know if you ever had mine. Maybe you don't remember, but years ago,
the actual corn bits in it.
Yeah. What do you think?
Should do it.
The corn muffins.
Yeah.
They came from I think Bon Appetit again. There was a chef by the name of Molly Baz from he was in the Bon Appetit test kitchen, or might have been I don't know what it's from, but Molly Baz is the recipe I have, and she makes those fresh corn kernel corn muffins They're just so good. Yeah. So if anybody wants to try those, lots. I think there's cream, 2 different kinds of cream in there, a little sugar, of course, a good flour, and then fresh corn kernels, buttermilk, if I recall correctly. Yeah, to me, they're delicious. So, okay, so here's my vote. If I'm going to go make a few dishes, I'm going to help you with your ragu, unless you want to handle it, and your pie. I'll probably make a potato, whether it be double stuffed or just mashed. Maybe just good mashed. Easier. A green bean of some kind, French beans. Butter and maybe vinegar, I don't know. And then the pie situation. And then the corn, some sort of corn, whether it be cornbread or corn muffin, whatever you want to do. You know what I did have one time that was so amazing? Oh, God, maybe that's the one I should make. They had a cornbread jalapeno sausage. Wow. Yeah, that little bit of spice, and you're chewing up the cornbread, a little bit of spice of that really spicy sausage, and then that bite of the jalapeno. I don't know. It's good too. So we'll discuss it and figure it out. But anything else? No. Okay. Well, thanks for sitting down with me and trying to sort this out. We have to put the order in for the ingredients. Somebody has to get them, and then we can go and do it. And I can head out before everybody gets there.
I'll actually call Lala today about it though.
Now bear in mind though, she is under the weather, so maybe getting to the market and all that will probably be on your mom or something. I don't know how that works.
I got that then.
Yeah,
I got that then.
So, anyways, let's have a nice Thanksgiving. Let's try and contribute something to the meal, and
it's gonna be something.
It's always something, But yeah, we'll maybe make something extraordinary. I used to do so many dishes, I got burned out. Now, I think I want to just do maybe 5 in total. 5 in total, but just do them well. Mm-hmm. Good ingredients, well thought out, well executed. That sounds fun. All right, everybody, that's my show, my Thanksgiving show for the year. Hopefully you got something out of it. If you have any questions or whatever on what this is, send me a message on Instagram or whatever, and I will post this today. Hopefully they'll get out there and you guys can use these recipes for yourself. But if you have any of these questions, you can look up 2001 Bon Appetit magazine, and a lot of the recipes and stuff that we talked about are in there. But if there's something that you have a question about, get in contact. I'm on Instagram. What is it? Grubthusiast@gmail.com is my email address. And, I can do what I can to help. Thank you for your time. I hope you enjoyed the show. And if you do, please go to the socials and to the website, subscribe, follow, hit the like button. That would really be helpful. Have a great Thanksgiving. Be nice to each other. We'll talk to you soon.